Hi everybody, Maya and Philip here, this time from separate spaces. First of all, we want to say we really enjoyed watching this challenge this week, and it probably wasn't that easy, but it was really fantastic seeing that everybody's work really has developed a lot since week one, and we can really see where you're pushing yourself and things you're trying, and we loved that there was no pop music this week with lyrics. There was some really great music choices, really fantastic editing as well. So well done, everybody. It was really great. And, this is only the beginning of your choreographic journey. So all our feedback, of course, is just to give you some input and inspiration, and you see which parts of it you can really use and you respond to and which you don't. So, yeah, again, congratulations. Really well done.
All right. So first up this time, Voshti, thank you for your piece. I really enjoyed it. I thought you created incredible tension with this piece, obviously through the music, but also through the way you let the skaters speak, and also especially through the way you edited this clip. I think you played exceptionally well with different tempo or tempi speeds of the and especially reversing um, the recording, so that there were some really interesting movements happening. um, so the clear idea of the storyline of a certain type of battle and fight, um, with the use of the third skate as a weapon, was very well told and executed and yeah, performed. So I really enjoyed that. Very strong point. I kind of wished to see a bit more, some more results of the research that came out of this piece with the third additional skate, other than a weapon. So I definitely saw elements there where you played with the skate also as a way to actually move, like on the ice. But it was often like an additional extension of the arm and then a clear weapon, which makes a lot of sense for this piece. But I kind of would have wanted to see a bit other ways of seeing what the research brought with this third skates. Video editing and music choice editing really well. A lot of tension, a lot of excitement. So overall, a total of 11 points, and 4 for composition, 4.5 execution, 3 for creativity. Really well done, and I could clearly see you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bonus point, Voshti, for me personally, for I, I had the impression the ending of it reminded me heavily, so I had to laugh heavily, which is nice, of the final scene of the Iron Lotus from um, Blades of Glory. So, like a imaginable bonus point for that piece of art and potential inspiration. Next, Paula, thank you so much for this very uh, beautiful, especially when it comes to the editing part, like masterpiece from my point of view. So really well done. Congratulations on you. Really went almost like, kind of nuts, full out, like what's possible and how to create with this edit a almost dreamlike fever state illusion like um, movie or idea of how could it be like to move with four skates. I loved the outline, the storyline, to kind of get stuck or what I want to do. I don't have any idea. So then you go on the ice and you put your you put your skates on hands and think about it. Have like a dream or some sort of an inspiration, and you go in that dreamlike state into what might be possible with this additional two skates, limbs. And I thought you did brilliant in that. Like I thought from composition and creativity point of view, outstanding, honestly. Potentially you went a bit too much in variety of using elements in your edit. It might be a bit too overshooting. Personally, I love it. So for me personally, I can't value it highly enough. But it can be, of course, edgy for some people, but that's okay. I thought you created this beautiful illusion of shapes, and you used the music so well to underline those different shapes when you kind of slowed down or speed the movement up with your editing, and created this almost like a summer midnight or summer dream, feverish dream state of mind of what could be possible. How else could we move if we would have four skates? Until you then wake up and realize, well, here I go. I actually have four skates. So let's play. Beautifully done. I really congratulate you for this piece. I would love to see more. I really would love to. And overall, you get 13 points for this challenge. Composition 4, execution 4, creativity 5. So really, really well done. What a great piece. Thank you. Next up, Cameron. Well, it's very clear and obvious that you have a lot of fun creating your challenges, which is fantastic. And thank you so much for transmitting that joy. Like, really, all of the pieces so far, you had lots of fun, and that's beautiful. And I always enjoy watching what you come up. And this time again, I think you did brilliantly in telling your story, telling your story, and underline it really well. Also, the way you edited it with the music, the movements, the whole. It almost was like really a Pixar short story, short movie of telling the story of maybe even you go to school and every day it's the same Groundhog Day, and but then through an accident or like a bump or something, you got breaking apart from this habit of the same, and you create, like, you have freedom and you explore, and how beautiful it is to finally do a bit your own thing, and you inject that, not inject, but you inspire others to follow, and everyone suddenly has a really good time and is full of joy until one starts like, hey, we have to move on, work is going on, like we need to be serious now again, and then life and the habit has you back. The way you interpret the three of you interpret the through your whole gesture and mimic also, I think it's very strong. I didn't like so much this time I didn't like, but I kind of thought the camera wasn't so much in your mind of different, trying to play with different angles rather than fairly a lot of close-ups, but fairly the same close-ups. There wasn't much variety in camera play. And yes, although it's just half a point, half a star of value, I think for the overall impression and composition, I think you could have played a bit more with that. But overall, incredible piece. I really enjoyed it. I really, really, you very clearly have good skills in bringing a message across. And in terms of playing with the four skates, the four of you, the three of you, I kind of wish to see a bit more other potential results of the research he came up with. So after like halfway through the piece, I thought Very, very cool moves, but I was thinking, looking for, is there some more they could come up with other than all four skates on the ice? Was there other ways you can create shapes with four skates and change a bit in tempo? But overall, an incredible piece. 11 points this time for you. 3 for composition, 4 in execution, 4 in creativity. So until next week.
All right, next up we have Coral. Coral, I really loved your beginning position and your ending position with the trio. I thought that was a really strong image, and I thought also that had a lot of potential. The angles you created there, and with the arm movements over the knee and the directions, and how the skate is connected to each other, I thought was really interesting. But I'm going to come back to that later. So first of all, I want to say really well-structured show number, good choice of traveling through space, shapes, angles. Also, you used a trio with all the same or mostly the same counts or follow-up counts. So I know that takes a lot of time to get that on time, and they were all really nicely on time. So well done for that. Let me check my notes. So generally, I wondered why they had the skate on the hand. I mean, you didn't once touch, or the skaters didn't once touch the ice with the skate on the hand. So for me, there was the question: why do they have a skate on the hand? Like, what's it for if they don't use it? Because it's such a strong image. It's such a clunky piece, you know, on your hand. That makes the arm movement so unelegant, and then you didn't go to the obvious space to put the hand on the ice. So I was wondering about your choices there, and obviously I can't ask you right now, but it would be interesting for me why you chose that. Then coming back to your beginning position, I thought that was a really great moment where you could have used the hands with the skate on the ice, and also the hand without the skate on the ice. And with your work, I felt like it was so nice, but it was also predictable. And in a way, I would love to challenge you to think of the word choreography or making a choreography a little bit more of a wider sense, and maybe going like really bold next time. So for example, here I could have watched those three women in that position, just being stationary on the ice for a minute or even two, or maybe the whole piece, and just being with, you know, one knee on the ice or one skate, and changing which skate touches the ice and which don't, and maybe not even moving much through space at all, because I know you can do that. I know you can craft like nice patterns and everything, but yeah, maybe that would be a challenge for you to go somewhere unexpected. But yeah, so coming to points, 8.5 points total from us. 3 points for composition, 3.5 for execution, and then 2 for creativity. Again, I wasn't we weren't sure why the hand was on the skate and why you didn't try and use it in an unusual way. So yeah, that would be our comments there. But yeah, well-crafted piece, and I'm looking forward to seeing you maybe pushing your own comfort zone next week or the week after. All right, next we have Ryan. Ryan, we loved your choice of music. That was fantastic and bold and different. And we really loved what you made with it. So first of all, we really enjoyed how you incorporated boards and the angles you created, and the dynamics, especially in the beginning. I love the position, like the plank position, and yeah, how you kind of moved into the floor. There, I would have wished you would have pushed that a little bit further and kind of try it out, what else you can do once you're already down there. But that was a really strong start. Really loved this weird mixture of, in a way, like spinal and sexy movements and quirky funkiness. And yeah, it was really great, like sharp angles with your body, sharp angles with the movements. Also enjoyed the camera, the editing of the switching, like into the black and coming back to a scene with a different movement. That was great. And then the inside edges with the hand on the eyes were really fantastic. I would have loved you would have sustained that a little bit longer to really, that we really see how the hand also glides across the eyes. Yeah, so really fantastic. Really loved it, what you did with it. Particularly also when you switch to only having one skate on the hand and foot. And actually first we didn't even notice that the foot also didn't have a skate, because before like you were wearing all black and both skates, or all the skates were black, and then suddenly your hand was skin color. So we really noticed the hand. And that's just like also for everybody a little hint how much color makes a difference. So by the hand having such a different shade to everything else, like we really focused on the hand and didn't even notice you didn't have a skate on until a few seconds later. And that was really cool. Also how you then worked with the camera to switch back to having all four again on your body. One thing though about the video or video editing, when you have mirrors in the space, you just have to be careful how to use them, particularly if we can see your videographer in a bright red sweater in the mirror, because that really distracted from you and your moves and how well you structured the piece. If you do have a mirror in the space, just kind of have a check how you're capturing your moves and make sure that there's no distraction in the mirror, not your videographer or other people. So maybe going from a side angle, for example, and not from a front angle. But other than that, we really, really loved it. And the second little piece would be just to, as I already mentioned, push a little bit more your exploration. So once you have your theme, for example, the 4 skates or just the 2, just push the exploration. What else can you do in the moves? Like, what if you put your sock on the ice too? Or like, if you still are all 4s on the ice, but you only have the 2. So just push a little bit more the, trying to find new things. But we absolutely loved it. 12.5 points for composition, 4.5 for execution, and 4 for creativity. All right, and finally, Jordan. Same as Paula, 13 points from us. So the two of you won this challenge for us. We just loved how you played with angles from the camera. For example, that beginning image with the planks and then being pulled away out of the screen had a very interesting dynamic. It was a really strong starting point, like giving us instantly like an interesting, or for me, interesting starting point for interpersonal connection. Also love the close-ups of the skates. One in the deep second position, like inside spread eagle, and the feet that kept switching direction. That was really strong. Also the ending image with the toe picks. Actually, the whole time I was wondering, like there was for me so many opportunities to really zoom in on the skates only, and to work with the blade on the hands, and use the blade on the hand to create a different dynamic. And you did that with the toe picking and the kind of the chopping into the eyes at the end. So that was really strong. Yes, we really enjoyed the mixture of skates that you used, the types of skates, the structure of the piece. I didn't completely understand how you move from alone to together, just feed, back to alone. However, the writing really helped when you wrote on the ice, and also the camera angle, kind of the self-filming of the hand. That worked really nicely, and gave the whole piece like a very clear like viewpoint from which to interpret. Yes, we really loved it. So 4 points for composition, 4.5 points for execution, and 4.5 points for creativity. Really fantastic. Also created some kind of like dream world scenario with the beginning, like your eyes, your facial expressions, super strong. Really loved it. Well done.